Deer Note is the worst one to open by a mile. Deer Note is butts. You got another hand with Deer Note. I'm being trolled. My friends, what's going on? It's BenCappp. We got Blackwings again. Most importantly, why I think the P.U.N.K engine is just a must for Blackwings. An issue that Blackwings kind of have is if there's not a Blackwing present on the field, the play is just kind of over. Like even if you were to summon Illusionary Spark and it got ogred, you're dead. Like these cards all need a Blackwing present on the field to kind of do things, and I think that the P.U.N.Ks really solve that issue. I know that there's speculation something might get hit in the P.U.N.K engine. If it does, it does. We'll move on from there. But for now, Chaos Ruler, E-Tele's broken. And those of you who saw the combo video, the only thing I really changed from the deck that I've been playing around with is I took Value out. Value's just kind of been replaced with the trap card. I'm trying this out. This gives room, instead of sending Value with Boreas, I've been sending Oster, because Oster's really good at making full armor even better than it is. It makes full armor very threatening on the first turn that it's summoned versus like on a turn after or whatnot. So yeah, this just, really good. Making him level 4 helps synergize jumping into the Ultimate Falcon and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing right now. But for now, like I said, we're going to jump into combos that showcase why the P.U.N.Ks are so good with Blackwings. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so we'll be showing you the E-Tele first. I'm going to shut my mouth at all the crazy things you can do. I'm just going to show you, boom, E-Tele. You don't hit any good mills, you don't have anything good in hand. I'm just going to show you where you get at and why I think, again, it really showcases why the P.U.N.Ks are good with Blackwing. So, you do need a card in hand to discard. I'm just using the trap, just to, again, show you it doesn't matter what you do. We all know what's going down here. We're going to go ahead and make that Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler will come out, it will mill 5. I will also activate Deer Note to bring back the Amin. We're going to mill 5, we don't even care. We could add 1 in normal summon because we did normal summon, but again, I'm trying to shut my mouth. We'll get there in a second. We're going to go ahead and make our Hulk. Hulk is able to bring out a Blackwing tuner. Again, super important because I have a way to bring out a Blackwing to continue my plays if something gets stopped. So for right now, I'm not going to tell you all the awesome things you can do. Just going to bring out Avata and banish our Foxy Tune and a Blackwing to bring back the Chaos Ruler and jump into a full armor master. Boom. So there you have it, right? Nothing added, nothing milled, nothing in hand. We're able to get up to a full master, full armor master, and a Hulk. Super cool. I'm going to run through how broken this actually can be right now. Alright, so here's where things kind of get a little crazy. Still going to start off with a 2-card hand. And bring out that Amin like before. Activate its effect to get the Foxy Tune. Foxy Tune will discard our Oster in this case. Again, not super important which one it is. We will of course get into our Chaos Ruler. Here's a good example of things that you can mill that are really good. Bring out our Amin, of course, again. So here's 5 cards that are all relevant, right? This going to grave, amazing. This can add a Blackwing back to your hand when a Synchro Summon is occurring. This is just good to mill to add to your hand. And the Zonda, another way to special summon a Blackwing onto the field. So there's 2 ways to special summon a Blackwing onto the field. There's one way to add one to your hand, and one that you just can add to your hand to add more to your hand. I mean, really good how this all synergizes. So for right now, of course, we'll be adding the Illusionary Spark to hand. From right here, we are still going to go ahead and make the Hulk. So here's where I kind of explained that you can, well, I didn't explain yet. You can kind of search out a card that you want in your hand. So, like, of course, you could technically add a hand trap to hand, but for right now, let's pick the the Vata, just to show the example of this. So we're going to go ahead and bounce that Vata back to hand. It can't activate its effects because of Hulk's conditions, but now it can, right? I can special summon it. I can use its effects. I've done normal summon, so now we can normal summon, add the Shamal to hand, activate its effect to bring out the Black Feather Whirlwind, and then we can start just making a bunch of plays. Just to show an example of something as well for Hulk, why Hulk is really good is it's still applicable on your opponent's turn. Like Hulk still has a condition in this deck that works really well for it. I can bring out Boreas. So if Boreas comes out on the opponent's turn, now I can add another Blackwing to my hand with Shamal. So I'll go ahead and do that just to show that. Say we want to add Ohh Deer to hand for some reason, right? We can send one with Boreas, and we can use the Black Feather Whirlwind to bring back a Blackwing from the graveyard, or Banish Zone, which can be a Synchro Summon monster as well. So in this case, let's just show Zonda's effect. We're gonna go ahead and send one to the grave with Boreas. Maybe I just need utility, so I'm gonna pick Gale because I have a way to get to Gale maybe. And then Zonda is able to bounce a card my opponent controls, or any card, right? So just to show, again, like a full circle of how there is a use for every step of the way that the punks kind of provide. Okay, so again, two card hand. We got Foxy, P.U.N.K, and Zephyros. This also works with Zonda, of course. This is going to save our normal summon. We're also going to get a Blackwing on the field while, again, like not having the normal. We're going to go ahead and special summon the Xiamen. Xiamen will activate its effect to bring a Deer Note to hand. So from here, we can actually just use Zephyros, bounce the Xiamen back to hand. So now we've got a Blackwing, right? Which is good, because now we can use a bunch of cards from our hand. We haven't normaled yet. But to extend this even farther, we can activate Deer Note's effect, bring out the Deer Note, or the Xiamen, doesn't really matter which one. So that from here we could make, like, say, IP. If we synchroed with Deer Note, if we, did other things with Deer Note, we can do this as well. We can bring out the Foxy P.U.N.K as a level 8, which is applicable for making like full armor masters, stuff like that, if you want to overlay level 8s. And at the worst, you could just skip making IP, just go ahead and make your Hulk, and now again, we're able to get a Blackwing tuner from the deck onto the field without normal summoning. So that just opens up all your plays from hand, and also sets up the graveyard to some degree. So the difference, like, say with Zonda, you can still accomplish the exact same thing, but something different that you can do with Zonda is right here. If maybe you felt that this was definitely necessary, you can just go ahead and normal the Deer Note over the poison or Zonda you special summon and jump into that Chaos Ruler and start doing Chaos Ruler things, right? So that's kind of the alternative that you have with Zonda that's not necessarily the same thing as Zephyros. Alrighty guys, so we're going to opt to summon Xiamen from the hand over our Illusionary Spark. The controversy, I know. But we're going to show, again, how cohesive this deck is. How kind of everything they do will get you to where you need to be. And we're going to mill good cards here, right? Just to showcase like every single different effect that you could find a way to use when it's in the graveyard, or in your hand already, or got discarded by Foxy P.U.N.K. There's a way to do this no matter where the cards are. And I also want you to keep in mind, when Vata activates Vata's effect, I can send Zana, I can send Zephyros. Like, these are cards that are gonna be present that go really well with the punks. In this instance, I'm gonna add Shamal. I do this frequently. I do this frequently because Shamal gives me access to Black Feather Whirlwind, which is great, and it also has its secondary effect Engrave that can still be used even when you do this effect. So I'm gonna jump into the Hulk, good old Hulky boy. From here, we're able to search out our Avata. I don't think this is super optimal, but this will show every piece of the effects you have at play. We're going to special summon Poison by Zonda's effect and make our Blackwinged Dragon. Blackwinged Dragon being special summoned will allow us to activate the Black Feather Whirlwind as well as the Shamal. So Shamal is going to add back our Illusionary Spark that we used earlier, and Black Feather Whirlwind will bring out Vata from here. Since I have already used that Feather Whirlwind, I will bounce it back to my hand with Zephyros, reactivate it so I can use it again. Instead of Boreas this time, we'll go ahead and make our Nothing. Nothing gives us an extra normal summon. Even better if you have a Black Whirlwind on the field. Again, this will trigger this effect. We're going to go ahead and just bring out the Vata once more. From here, we are going to normal summon the Illusionary Spark. I could search out a Vata. I haven't used its effect to be special summoned yet, or its actual effect. You know, these are things that you can do. I can add the hand trap to my hand, which is now a quick play hand trap because I control a Dark Synchro monster, or another Shamal for backup play, right? But we're going to go ahead and add the trap card, which we won't activate yet. From here, we're going to go ahead and make a full armor master off of these two boys. We're going to go ahead and activate this trap card from hand because we control 2 or more Blackwings. We will shuffle back our Vata and our Zephyros to make a Boreas. We'll then maybe send like the Oster to make the full armor live, stuff like that. For right now, we just want to make sure he's level 4. I'm going to send Shamal to the graveyard, which is still good anyway, because now I can add another Blackwing to my hand if I keep him there, right? So from this point, we're going to go ahead and make the Y-Strix off of the Nothing and our Boreas. Y-Strix will come out, special summon an Illusionary Spark just because it's level 4. Could be your second Shamal in that case too. From here, we will overlay these two, make our 4-Strix, discard. We can add a Bora to hand who can be special summoned if we need that extra card on the field, right? So we can activate this, make our ultimate Falcon, but just to kind of, you know, show a little bit more. If we banish these two, we can make our Chaos Ruler come back to the field. We can special summon this guy. We can make an IP from those two. We can then bring out the Assault Dragon because both those are in our graveyard. And we still have enough fodder to go ahead and make our Ultimate Falcon with IP. Why I wanted to show this is, boom, go ahead and use our 4-Strix and our Hulk to make a 3-card Appaloosa. And at any point, of course, go ahead and banish all these ya boys from the graveyard to make our Ultimate Falcon. Pretty dope. Alright guys, this is going to be the last thing I'm going to show. I just really wanted to show it because it's a neat interaction. It can be important at times. Because when you got, like, you know, this hand, you're probably not going to be able to get Xiaoman and Deer Note out together to make the Chaos Ruler. But something I really like about Foxy Tune and the Blackwings and the way they work is, like, I can search what cards I want to discard with Foxy Tune, you know, by the Black Whirlwind or Illusionary Spark, stuff like that. So, like, I could add this to my hand. You know, this is all very, and why I'm going to stop here anyway, like, as far as this being the last combo. This deck's so situational as to, like, what's in your hand, what you've done, and what you've put in the grave, what's in the grave. So there's no point in me, like, just going crazy and showing you every single possible thing. But I've tried to show you a lot. So, again, where I'm at right now, I just want to show you this interaction with the Deer Note and the Illusionary Spark. Is you can go ahead and activate its effect. It will lock you into synchros, but it's going to bring out that level 2 tuner, which you might not have access to tuner for some reason, right? And you can bring back the Foxy Tune. I mean, Foxy Tune is pretty big, right? 2300, so at least you've got some way to get some pressure on if you need. But I mean, from there, like, I don't, it goes without saying how much you can actually accomplish off of using that level 2 tuner, being able to send, like, say, Zephyros or something, and you can just do everything you need to do off of this stuff while also being able to put on another level 8, a bigger monster, a free tuner. I just like the way that Deer Note and Illusionary Spark have that kind of combo together. So that wraps it up. I will do a couple test hands at the end just in case you guys want to stick around for that. I'll do a couple while I'm here, but that's where I'm at. That's where the deck's at. The punks, like I said, I hope that you gain something from this. From playing a 6-card package, the amount that you get from them, I think is so worth it. I think it's really tough to fit cards in a deck like Blackwings because any possible brick can be so detrimental, and that's why it's very important to me to make sure that every card is effective in here. So that's where I'm at. Hope you guys learned something. Stick around for the hands if you want to. If not, catch you later. Alright guys, I'm going to play hands with punks in them. I Alright, so like, for the sake of the video, of course, but poison plus E-Tele, forget about it. Okay, this is like absolutely broken. You can do literally anything you want to accomplish in the deck you can do. So I'm gonna jump to a different hand. It's not even like necessary to show you that. This has no punks, so I'm gonna skip past this one. Okay, here we go. This hand's just as good as the last one in theory because I've got the Vata already. So the one illusionary spark I'll be making is Shamal, and that basically accomplishes everything that P.U.N.K tries to accomplish. So that being said, like I'm just gonna do this first because there's nothing else I'm gonna want to normal summon. I just want to add the Shamal. Now the argument could be that I do E-Tele, I do Chaos Ruler, say I mill a Shamal, then I can do this same thing, and then with the Illusionary Spark search, I can search the trap card instead. The reason why I don't, though, is because I don't want to mill this. If I mill this card, I just cry, because I only play one. And the reason I play one is because this card requires me to benefit from it, I have to Synchro Summon, right? So that means I'm already like kind of doing something. I just feel like it's a brick if I open it just flat out right and I don't have... This deck needs to be so optimized. And again, because if I have this and I activate it and I go to do something, I get stopped, it's worthless. So I played at one because I want this and then this into this. I don't want to do it in some other manner because it's very important. Each card is very important in this deck. We both know this is not like extreme meta, right? So you got to play very well, very sharp, very optimized. So now I'm ready to roll. I'm going to do this now. And the reason why I'm going to do this now is because the only time I wouldn't is Vata can get me Zephyros and Hermatan in grave, or Zonda. But I always definitely want Zephyros in the grave. And if I have like Chinook in hand, or I already have Hermatan in hand, those are the only two level 2s I play. So the only two level 2 non-tuners, and that's what Vata requires. So if I already have one of those two and I mill the second, I can't send Zephyros potentially, unless I mill him just directly, but I don't want to risk that. And right now I'm good because I've got no level 2s in my hand, so I'm just gonna do this first. Gonna add our Foxy tune. Foxy tune is gonna get rid of that Gamma. That's gonna do literally nothing for the rest of the duel. From here, I will make that Chaos Ruler, the secret play that no one's ever seen before. We will not be activating our Black Feather Whirlwind. We don't need to at the moment. We milled the Zephyros. So do I want to add Zephyros to my hand? No. I will add the Driver, just cause to have more cards in my hand. But you know, it wasn't a spectacular mill. We milled Zephyros, which is good. So now we can send Zonda instead. Now we already have a Blackwing. We don't need to go Hulk here. We can gain access to Gale by going into Hulk. So that's the reason why we're going to. And what I mean by that is I can add Gale with Shamal by some means, stuff like that. Gale's extremely good on your second turn. And why I say that is because these synchros, the level 7s, you don't really use them ever on your first turn, especially Rikiri, of course. Rikiri. So like Gale gets you into those, and you want to have access to Gale on your second turn. Gale is extremely good because Gale halves the attack and defense, doesn't need to control any other monster to do it, and the fact that you can use Gale before you do something, hopefully bait something out, and then use Gale to make like Rikiri and blow up stuff up, or Joe to extend your plays. Gale's very good. So I do bring out Gale with Hulk in order to gain some sort of access to him, potentially down the line. So I haven't used my Black Feather Whirlwind yet, so I will be using that. I'll send Zonda. This is gonna go. That's gonna trigger that. These are the cards I have in my grave right now. Shamal, I don't have a proper target. I don't need anything out of there. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the Vata, or special back to the field, rather, sorry. From here, I've got Bora, which is actually kind of cool right now, because I do need to probably go into my Wise Tricks. I'm gonna bounce the field or the spell back to hand, reactivate it so that it will trigger again when I Synchro Summon. From this point, I'm going to make the Wise Tricks now with the Gale and the Zephyros, so I still have a level 4 on the field. Activate its effect. I will bring out the second Shamal, that way I can actually use it on the following turn. We're going to make Boreas because we don't have access to the trap card right now. And I know with Boreas, I can use its effect. Special back our Vata again. We don't need to use Shamal still. To make or send our Oster. So now our full armor will be more live than it would be before. I've got 2 level 4s, so that's perfect for this scenario right here. Boom. Detach the Boreas, because I'm probably going to go into the Assault Ya Boy Dragon. That'll trigger our Wise Tricks to set our BenCappp card, which can be activated now. I still have my Zonda. I still have the Chaos Ruler. I have Bora in hand. Where I'm at right now is I'm gonna make the full armor. Put it in defense. I don't, put them in defense because if your opponent makes a card with 3000 attack, they are gonna take every single bit of advantage they have to just ram into each other and get rid of that full armor master. It's unaffected by all of the cards' effects. So if you put them in defense, you can't just get crashed into at 3000 against 3000. So just put them in defense, don't be a fool like me. And now it's asking me if I want to use Shamal to add a card back to hand, which this would be the last time I would be able to do so, technically, properly. So we're going to add the Gale, like I said before. I want to have Gale. So we got the Gale now. So we're going to do Zonda. And I should have done this earlier, that way I don't take 1600 damage for no reason like a fool. But I'll show you something cool in a second about Ultimate Falcon anyhow. So let's do this. Boom. We've got that. We're set up for that. Now, I'm going to special summon the Assault Dragon. Cool, right? And we'll be banishing, let's see what we got, because we got to do it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's either the Chaos Ruler or the Oster. The Oster provides more utility for the full armor, so I'm just going to banish. Because I can even bring back the full armor from the grave as well with the Black Feather Whirlwind, which is just crazy. I didn't mean to do that, ignore that. But yeah, so on past turn, what I was going to say is you get to burn your opponent for 1000 as you pass with Ultimate Falcon, but without detaching, I made a mistake. We're going to go ahead and activate the IP and make the Appaloosa with the 3 Link monsters. And that's where we'd be at. So pretty good. A lot of pressure. Second turn, we're able to search a card on the normal summon, synchro into a level 7 and pop stuff. The deck's really good at first and second turn. It's just very explosive. You're gonna end up with less than 20 cards in your deck. You're 4 in your extra deck. So like the deck goes nuts. And I think the pumps really help that out. Moving on to a next hand with punks included. Okay. This is like just as good because this is gonna search me Vata. I've got this for the Feather Whirlwind. I've got this. I've got that. I mean, this hand's perfect. I don't think I need to show you guys this hand. rather show you a little bit more of a wonky hand that include the punks, like this one. Alright, so we open driver, the trap card, and Deer Note. Deer Note is the worst one to open by a mile. Deer Note is butts. So we'll see what we can do. I don't know if I'll even be able to integrate the punks into this. Honestly, I think Deer Note is just an L, man. I'm trying to think as I'm going here. Like, ain't gonna happen. I've already normaled. The only way that this would even be relevant is if I like milled like Foxy Tune with Chaos Ruler, and I added it to my hand. Which at that point I've already made the Chaos Ruler, so it's kind of pointless, right? So thankfully, like, this hand's perfect. I have everything I need to move forward, and I've got the trap card, and I'm set. But we're just not gonna play this hand because it doesn't involve the punks. Speaking of devil, got another hand with Deer Note. Deer Note again, terrible to open. This hand's busted. I got everything I need, and a called by. I just won't be using that Deer Note. It's not gonna happen. I'm being trolled. So at least you get to see what cards I banish. So it's those two, and then my nothing. Nothing, you kind of know when you're gonna use nothing. I've got a good normal summon already. I don't need it, so it goes bye bye. And we hit garbage and we cry. So we're gonna take the called by. And that being said, broken hand. I got everything I need again. Perfect. Called by. I just have the Deer Note. Can't use it. Can't. I'm sorry, guys. It's not applicable. We got Foxy Tune. So the hand that we got here, you have to do the poison first, right? So we're gonna banish the Bora. Normal summon our poison. The whirlwind will go off. We are going to search out, and this is important because we know with the illusionary spark we're gonna get Vata and Shamal. So I can use this opportunity to either add the hand trap or Gale. And you guys know I love me some Gale, so we're gonna grab Gale. We're gonna normal summon this. Activate that. Activate this. Add Shamal. Add the Vata. So we're all set up. We're good to go. The Punk isn't necessary here unless something got stopped. Then we're really able to utilize the Foxy Tune. So we're gonna go ahead and discard the Gamma. So the Yaman will net us what? A Deer Note that we can't use, and the Deer Note can be used as link material to potentially get out the Foxy Tune again. We can also tribute it off to get a level 2 tuner in case again something went wrong, and Deer Note will trigger and bring back the Foxy Tune, which is cool. But for the most part, we're good. We can also special summon the Gale to make our Chaos Ruler. So that's one of the reasons why you'd want to add Gale. Roar. Here we go. We got this. We got this. We're not going to activate our Black Feather Whirlwind yet. Miller 5. You love to see it. We're going to add our hand trap to hand. So we got everything we wanted, which is great. And we can special summon this guy. Activate its effect. We're going to send the Zephyros and the Hermatin. We're going to put this in the extra deck zone because we need to bring back the our Vata. We'll activate the Shamal to bring the Hermatin back to hand. So here comes that. He's in our extra deck zone, so typically like kind of a bad thing because you have to use him and you can't make wise tricks with him because he's a dragon. I don't know why they did that. I guess because his name is Blackwing Dragon, that might be why. But anyway, so from here, we're just going to go ahead and make IP with it. We're going to use Chaos Ruler, just get in the grave. From here, we're going to bounce the spell back to hand so we can use it again. Gonna take damage because we got rid of our Blackwing Dragon already. And we're gonna make our wise tricks with the oddballs out, as I usually say. That being the level 4s. So let's grab our Zephyros and our poison. We need to keep a level 4 on the field. Activate its effect to bring out a Shamal that we can use in the future. We want to make Boreas still. So what we need to do is jump into the Y-Strix. Not in attack position. You know how it goes. We're going to add the Illusionary Spark to follow-up play. It can net us the Vata special summon. So we're going to grab that. This will be added to our field. And you guys know the drill, right? So then we're going to copy. We're going to not copy, I always say that. We're going to add 2 levels to our Harmattan. And then we're going to make Boreas. That's why I like Harmattan. Harmattan can kind of fill in any role. Harmattan can copy Gale to make it level 5, to make a Synchro 8. Harmattan can copy a level 6 to make him level 8, to go into full armor. Harmattan is a great card to add with Shamal so that you can guarantee you fill in the blank that might be missing. He's a great card. We still, right here, again, going to activate this. We're going to bring back the Vata in order to make a full armor with our Foxy tune, and we're going to send the Ostrus in order to have that live for the full armor. So let us make that. Boom. Roar. Big old gun. And then we already made our IP. So the Boreas is kind of chilling right now. We don't really have a way to use it. The option that we could have done is, and it should be considered my mistake in a way, and I keep putting him in attack position. But anyway, instead of sending the Oster, you could have sent a different Vata to make him level 2, special summon Chaos Ruler, and make him a full armor, right? Second full armor. Can never hurt. But that being said, like, you know, it's a waste. We screwed up a little bit. We're gonna just go ahead and use him off the field to make the Blackwing the Soul Dragon. That card is extremely good. And for those of you who don't know, it's a little bit better than a Masquerade. It burns you for 700 per effect. Something to consider though, it's monster effects, and they have to resolve. So it's a little bit more complex and not as rewarding in some ways. Also, it puts Black Feather counters, and the Black Feather counters on your Black Feather Whirlwind protect your Dark Monsters from destruction. So having it on the field is kind of like key. It's pretty priceless. We're going to banish the Foxy tune and our poison. Special summon him just for Appaloosa fodder. I'm going to go ahead and activate this now. So we don't need anything really in here. I'm going to keep the Gale around. And the Oster. Shamal is good because it can add the card to my hand, but I don't have anything left to add. So that being said, like, I could leave these two. I can add the Oster to hand, normal it, special summon a banished Blackwing, synchro with them, then he's in the grave, then I can use, that's why I'm like trying to say, like, their turn 2 is phenomenal. So I'm actually going to banish this instead. Jump into our Ultimate Falcon. And we got a hand trap in hand. We got pressure on life points and the potential to blow up the field. We got a card that's unaffected by anything. As we pass our turn, we get to burn our opponent for 1,000. And upon their first move, we'll go ahead and activate our IP to go into our Appaloosa with the Chaos Ruler specifically summoned just to add attack to the Appaloosa. So we're good. And like I said, Appaloosa is a little bit weird because it's going to negate the monster effects, and the Assault Dragon can't add the tokens or counters, I mean, unless the effect resolves. So it's kind of weird, but get over the cards, dude. I think that's pretty much it, guys. I could go into more, but I don't want this video to drag on more than it already has. So guys, that's it. I did want to say But upon testing like farther and realizing a couple things, like value is very good. I'm gonna put it back in the deck, because like even like off a Hulk, if I have Vata in hand already, and like maybe Gale or Gale gets milled, I can only really special summon Vata, and then I can't special summon Vata from my hand by controlling a Blackwing because it is Vata. It has to be a different Blackwing. So small stuff like that just makes value like very good. To special summon him from Hulk, use him as Strix fodder because he's a winged beast, of course, and then being able to pop out another monster from the graveyard is huge. And the main influence, honestly, the main influence as to why I took value out and replaced with the trap, because value, as far as card advantage, is a monster, gets out a monster for free, right? So it's like a one of to make a synchro. This is the same thing. It's like a one card synchro, which is why they're both really good. However, I took out the value because I wanted to make space in the extra deck, because I can take out the level 5 synchro that I took out, because that's very useful, but it just takes up space. And then I took out the hot red Archfiend Dragon, because I would make Boreas level 1 and then synchro off the Boreas and the Blackwing to make hot red, and then instantly just summon the Assault Blackwing. Very good. Omni Negate, you know, as well, but like between Dark Ruler being super prevalent right now and making space for the extra deck, it just felt better for me to put in Auster and make this card more threatening, who isn't affected by Dark Ruler or Super Poly. So between this and that and the space given, that's why I decided to take value out. But I honestly, I see myself like wanting to put value back in every time. So consider that. Next time you see a deck profile, it might have this in it, even if it's just like that. Like even if it's 41, either the trap comes out or value goes in. But the trap for me, like I am making Boreas, and I'm doing what I need to anyway. So I don't know if the trap's good. Trap's like a win. It might be like a win more card. So we'll see. But that's it. If you stuck around for this long, appreciate you. More to come. If you guys need to see something, please let me know. Comment your thoughts. Let a brother know. I'll see y'all.